보고 말다. 지당 봐. 다 보면 나가는 게 중요한 나는 거지. 옆바닥 거기 민다 안 되는 지당 옆바 거는 거기 민다 안 되는 거지. 뭐 아마 강의가 좀 먹었어요. 콜 인디도 나라도 텐션 이런 거 보세요. 항상 그래 잡아요. 다시 뭐 아마 강의 받았으면 이었다고 돈독 기타고 뭐 아마 생각하고 돈독시 심한데 근데 야다 뭐 아마 강의 받탕세 되게 돈독 기타고라 하지. 뭐 매번 저 군대 기타고 팀이 옆바닥 매발에 나바 조이 다간제 돈독 기타당 군대 기타 키를 좀 줄여 되게지 이니스면 랍도 쇼와 진짜 각자 각상지 내가 돈이 권니 이제 랍도 쇼 아무마 딘기 나바 조이 권니를 조이 치기 생기 뒤로뭐 되니 양 돈이 권라 뭐 민다지 되니 니스 매발이 너 진짜 딱 기타니 수화로에 스타팅이다 차와래 니스 매발이 니스 매발 강이 봐 되니 딱 근데 니스 매기나 이게 돈이 싫어 얘네 오미 람 타니 빵 라나 매발시 자디 생활다 장설인데 장사하지
So this is a very difficult section. Page 44, line 4, end of the line. It says, now we will quote Bodhisattva levels again. Okay, Lupalama means a very difficult word here. It says, the preceding thing. Okay, don't forget that the word mupo can refer to a functional entity, and then sometimes in scripture it's just used as entity altogether, just things, you know, and it means in that case whether the thing is changing or unchanging, it refers to all things. So here you've got a very tricky thing. It says, that thing which is the previous thing, and that thing which is the lack of the thing. Okay, and Geshe-la says, now when they talk about the previous thing, they're talking about the state of mind which overrates. Okay, when Bodhisattva level says that previous thing, it's talking about the state of mind which overrates. And then it says that thing which don't exist is talking about the state of mind which is underrating. Okay, discounting. Okay, and referring to their Dinika Yubata Mepa means the two extremes which those two states of mind think they see which don't exist, right? In one those two states of mind, one overrating and one discounting, they are both grasping onto something that doesn't exist. So the actual text of the Bodhisattva level says those previous things and those non-existent things, the way they are, the existence and the non-existence they think they see, that thing which is free of those two, okay, meaning free of the two extremes, which don't exist at all, right? So those two states of minds, things that they think they see, and that other thing which is void or devoid of what those two states of mind think they see, that thing. Now there's a third thing, okay? Got it? That thing which is the devoid, which is devoid of the thing which the former thing thinks it sees, and which that other thing thinks it doesn't see. Okay? So now this is how Changsa ends up. This is Bodhisattva levels. That thing, which is the voidness of what the former thing thinks it sees, and what the other thing thinks it doesn't see. Okay? That thing, which is the voidness of those two, is the perfect middle way, which is free of the two extremes. And he describes it. He says Nisamepa means which is non-dual, free of duality. Free of what duality? Free of two boo-boos, okay? Free of two extremes, okay? Non-duality meaning that object, that non-dual thing, okay? Now you've got it like that. That non-dual thing which is empty of what the one thing thinks it sees and what the other thing thinks it doesn't see, that thing in the middle, which is free of those two things, which is therefore non-dual, and that thing which stays in a state of non-duality is the middle way. Okay, that is the ultimate middle way, which is free of the two extremes. Okay, whose wording is this? This is Master Sangha. Okay, he's describing the perfect middle way. What? The MindOnly's perfect middle way. Okay.
What is it? 분배 땡기 용도 콜라. 다 분배 또 용도 분배 땡기 각자 타모 지하로 그 동바 인도 코 옆 그 동바 인도 그 옆 그 동바 인도 동동 빵 무슨 동동 기타도 빵 무슨 얘 옆 빵 매야 말이 라바 인다 오 땡기 동동 다 분배된 용도고 랑기 생기지 마도게 말에 두개 거래에서 운데 기타다 그다 다 개진이 시에로 분배된 용도고 간대지게 수두다 분배된 봉박코랑을 샤기 감자 타고 타도죠 그 매박고 차래서 그 똥바고래 그다도다 여바데까 여다데까 로독 기타데까 타카가 다이데서 마마 예세송아 예스다 템게 용도고 랑기 생기 그거 그 똥바 말에 꼰대기 타디 빵 오 템데 하야디 부베다는 부베딩 용도고 요벌라트자 부베딩 용도 대 동배 각자 타모 그 똥바래 랑기 생기 그거 그 미똥바래 어때라트자 다 부베딩 용도고 니수야 봐도 아니 빵바
So it's really beautiful. This is how the middle way mind only gets to their emptiness, right? This is how the mind only gets to emptiness. If you think about it, that emptiness which stays in the middle, right, Yongdu, is free of any any ultimate object which we deny exists, right? So this state of mind over on this cliffside, right, is holding to say, this state of mind is thinking that something is there, a non-existent self-nature is there, okay, and it's believing in the gotcha. It's believing in a self-existent thing which is not there. So this state of mind which is overrating holds to a certain object which is really what emptiness is empty of, the self-nature of things. Okay, so the fact that thing which this state of mind thinks exists doesn't exist with regard to the emptiness is how we avoid the one extreme. One extreme, which is what the state of mind that overrates thinks is there. Then we avoid the other extreme by what? There are certain schools, meaning Mindavika Prasangiku, who say that nothing exists by definition at all, right? So things which really do exist don't exist by definition. But the fact that this is devoid of what they say doesn't exist, meaning it does have something that does exist by nature, fulfills its other half. So over here you have the fact that it doesn't have the existence that this state of mind thinks exists, and it does have the existence that this state of mind doesn't think it has. The thing which is in the middle, which is the non-existence of this, and which is the existence of that thing that was said not to be there, the fact that it does have the existence that these people said it didn't have, the fact that it doesn't have the existence that this state of mind said it did have, that fact, that thing which has both of those qualities is perfect. Raptachiwa means perfectly defined, perfectly, beautifully laid out emptiness in the state of mind, according to the mind-only school. That's how we just get to Nisumepa means beyond any kind of extremes, meaning free from the two, non-duality. Non-duality means free of this extreme and free of this extreme. Beautiful, free of the duality of these two extremes. Beautiful, perfect emptiness, defined as what you get after, right, leftover? What you get after all. Now here's another sense of what you get after all is said and done. After you've canceled this one that they said it did have, and after you've established it that it does have this thing that they said it didn't have, then what do you got left? Perfect emptiness, according to the mind-only school. And Geshe says, this word about what's left over, right? What's left over. If you think about it, it can apply to either changing things or emptiness, according to the mind-only school. Why? Because it is devoid of what these people say does exist, and it does have, and it's not devoid of what these people say doesn't exist. Okay? That thing which is devoid of what these people say exists, and that thing which is not devoid of what these people say it is devoid of, is exactly in the middle, and that can be described in, if you think about it, what's left over, you can think of as a perfectly established emptiness, according to the mind-only school, but it doesn't hurt also to think of it as what's left over in the sense of a perfect, existing by definition, changing objects. Okay? So you can put either one in the middle, he says. In the words, what do you got left over after all that's said and done? You can apply it both ways. You can say it's both of those two attributes. So if somebody was going to come up to you and say, what's the definition according to the MindOnly school? I'm sure you guys now can give me a perfect description of what's the definition of, how to describe emptiness according to the MindOnly school. In fact, I'm so sure we don't even have to ask you about it.
센담배 코란도 켈리 각자 참고 그 똥바 이발라 랑기 텐이 주바 인긴 다데 센담배 똥이 어마그래 다데.
So I'm sure you would have said, right, if I'd asked you, what is the ultimate description of the emptiness according to MindOnly school? I'm sure you would have said, oh, okay, it's those things which are empty of any of the most subtle forms of self-existence. And those things which do exist by definition, the fact that they don't possess or that they are devoid of those very, very subtle forms of self-existence is what it is to be empty in the MindOnly school. That extreme of what people said it wasn't devoid of, right? That extreme of it possessing the ultimate object which is denied when we talk about emptiness. The fact that they don't have that and that they are nice, pretty, whole, existing by definition things that you get out after that, that's what the MindOnly school is talking about when we talk about emptiness. I'm sure you would have said it. So what I've said, if you think about it, can apply to Shenwang's and to Yong's, right? Everything I've said could apply to changing things, and it's also equally true of the other thing that exists by definition, which is emptiness itself, according to MindOnly school. That's all I have to do. I don't know, you know? Let's try it. Who's saying it? How's your cold, everybody?
Can you give us tapes?